So how much does it cost to get into a truck? Like to get into a truck and get it rolling?
Got you. It's two different ways that you can come into the industry. You can come in as a cash buyer, or you can come in on a finance route, right? I tell people all the time, if you're coming in on a finance route as an investor, the best way to get into it is having your own relationship with a credit union, okay? Credit unions right now are probably the most ideal way to get in as far as financing goes. Why? Interest rates are a lot lower, and a lot of times, some of them will even cover 100% of your truck, right? I'm gonna tell it, and if he doesn't want it out there, we can edit it later.
Okay.
But Jeremy Anderson, for example, he's probably has the best deal I've seen so far.
Really?
Jeremy went through his credit union and got them to finance his truck and his trailer with no money down, and his truck note is like, and his note is like under like $1,300 a month for
Really?
his truck and his trailer. Had an awesome interest rate, no money down, and he has a truck and a
All
trailer.
right, we'll call Jeremy tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just call him, see what's going on.
Right.
So
outside of that, though.
yeah, what's the typical situation?
Yeah, outside of that, there's other costs associated as far as like your down payment for your insurance, tags, all the miscellaneous expenses that you can't get around that you have to pay for to get into the industry is going to run you anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000. Okay, so best case scenario, you can probably get into this game for about $7,000 to $10,000 if you don't have to put money down. If you do have to put money down, which is if your credit isn't the best credit and you don't have a relationship with a credit union, you can definitely go through the dealership financing. Similar to like when you go buy a car, you can get your own financing through your bank, or you can go to the car and use their banks. Coming in as an investor, you're going to be putting down at least about 30%. If you have a CDL, you consider
30%
of what the truck costs.
The truck is. So how much is a truck typically?
The trucks that we recommend you getting is going to range anywhere from $45,000 to $60,000. So just know you're going to put down about $10,000.
8. Okay, so that'd be about 18,000.
Correct.
If it's 30% of 60.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So that'll take care of you.
But that's if you have bad credit though.
No, that's if you have decent credit, or if you don't have a relationship with a bank that you can get financing from.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So y'all got that. So about 18,000, 10,000. So you need about 30,000 cash to get in.
Absolutely.
Give you a clean 2, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So
and the portal's a tax write-off, by the way.
Say it again.
The portal's a tax write-off.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So how soon do people typically get their money back? And there's no typiple, right?
Absolutely.
Because
everybody's
some
situation
people,
is different. Everybody's situation is different. The best case
Give
scenario.
me best case and worst case.
Best case, 10 months, 10 months to a year. Worst case, 2.5, 3 years. Worst case.
To get your money back.
Yeah, worst case.
So how do you create the best case scenario? What is the habits that people have that, I get in and I make my money?
Learning how to negotiate, which is what the portal trains you on. Knowing not to take cheap freight. Having a good driver. The portal is going to train you on how to attract drivers, the hiring process, but most importantly, how to keep good drivers. Okay, that's what's going to make the difference of you. That's the difference between the super successful trucking companies versus the ones that just get by. Right. Is that driver? Because obviously we can have the best truck in the world, right? We can have a 2019 truck. We can have a contract with, Coca-Cola, but if we don't have a driver that's going to get in there and grind, it's going to make a difference. Right. So. I see the difference with companies who have good drivers or a good driver versus the ones who have just a dude who's trying to get home every other day who ain't really hustling like that. So that driver is definitely like that pivotal point of what separates the super successful from the ones that just kind of make it.
So what's a typical load? What's the average load that you could take?
What do you mean?
So I get a truck and let's say JT is driving, right? So JT owns the truck. He gets me to drive, okay? Yeah. And how much is the load? How much are typical loads that he's telling me to take?
We try to stay above $2 a mile. I tell people all the time, as long as you stay above $2 a mile, you'll be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Anything above $2 is gravy. I've gotten loads that paid $3, $4, $5 a mile during peak season. We got different seasons in trucking.
So let's say $3 a mile. What's an average run like?
what I like to do is loads that pick up on a Monday and deliver on a Tuesday. The quicker we get that load off that truck, the quicker we can get some more money on there.
Right.
So a good load for me is about 500 miles, 550 miles.
Okay.
That way we can get loaded early Monday morning, get to that destination by that night, shut down, reload in the morning. Because see, drivers have a certain law of how many hours they're able to drive, right? Department of Transportation requires you to only be able to drive 11 hours. That's how long a truck driver can legally drive. But he's allowed to be on the clock for 14 hours, meaning on duty. So those extra 3 hours outside of that 11 hours can be used for getting loaded, getting unloaded, getting gas, etc., right? So the goal is to maximize that 11 hours drive time. To get to that destination, they have to go to sleep for 10 hours. It has to be documented. Once they shut down, they need to be able to wake up in that morning, deliver that load, get reloaded. Do the same thing again on Wednesday.
Oh, so every time you take a load from Atlanta, you go to, let's say, Charlotte, Virginia.
Yeah.
They drop that load off, and they always pick up another load to bring back to Atlanta?
It's connected. They don't have to come back to Atlanta. That's the thing. We try to find drivers that are flexible and can stay on the road for at least a couple weeks. So it's literally connecting the dots. So we can go to Virginia, and then my dispatchers are trained to find the best paying load out of Virginia going to, for example, Tennessee, right? But we're also not just booking loads just off the dollar amounts. We're looking at, okay, if we go to Tennessee, what's the market in Tennessee? Because we want to make sure that we're thinking long run as well too. It's just not about today. It's about, okay, once I get to Tennessee, how's the market in Tennessee? So we're able to actually go and see the whole country and see where the freight is hot and where the freight is cold. This is what I train on the portal as well, to show you how to read the market. You know, it's not just about booking loads. It's about knowing how to position your trucks. You know, different times of the year, the freight changes. You know, right now, the South is on fire right now. Atlanta, believe it or not, is the #1 market in the country right now, today, as far as loads. Right now, I looked this morning, there was 7,200 loads in Atlanta yesterday, and there were only 1,316 trucks.
Dang, so we can get money right. Ariel, you got 10? I got 10. You got 10, Jay? I got 10.
So I'm going to say it again. It was 7,200 loads in Atlanta yesterday and 1,300 trucks. What does that tell y'all?
Market's wide open.
Supply and demand. The more loads that there is, the less trucks that there are. That means that they have to pay us more money. Why? Because there's 6,000 loads that's not going to get off their dock tomorrow. The ones that are going to move are the ones that what?
Yo, you know what? Here's the thing, though. And it seems like you can get that money back a lot faster than 10 months, though.
I'm going to be real with you, Dave. I like to underpromise and overachieve.
He told us 10 months because we're going to get the money back, and then we're like, yo, okay, all right. I like what's going on.
Because if I tell you 10 months and you get it back in 6, you ain't gonna be mad at me, right?
Right.
Everybody's gonna be happy.
I like this guy.
Yeah, underpromise. And that's with any business, y'all. Underpromise and overachieve. If I know, like, for example, the next big question everybody wants to know after they understand how much it costs to get into the industry, they want to know, okay, how much can I make back a month per truck, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna be real with y'all. Right now, in the last 3 years, my trucks have averaged take home about $10,000 a month.
Each truck.
Each truck.
Gotcha.
Right?
Times 11. Carry that
Right?
one over there. That's 100,000.
I'm gonna be real with you. That's how it's been. I mean, last year was probably the best year in trucking I've ever seen. Especially in the year before that, like, you know, I don't like tragedies, but when there's like hurricanes and Hurricane Harveys and
You into that?
oh my God, it's ridiculous, right?
Oh, and they gotta pay. They gotta pay.
Right. So I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, for me, we've been averaging about, you know, $8,000 to $10,000 take home per truck.
Take home.
Take home after expenses. But guess what? When people ask me how much do I expect to take home, I'm just gonna tell y'all 5-6. I'm gonna tell y'all 5-6,000. But guess what? Even at 5-6,000, I don't know. You know, I live a pretty decent lifestyle, but that definitely makes a big chunk in my overhead, my personal overhead.
You bring home 8,000 to 10,000.
Correct.
Times 11.
But I'm gonna tell you guys, listen. But I'm gonna tell y'all.
Ain't counting your pockets tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all 5. I'm gonna tell y'all 5. There's no reason that if you have a truck that is not breaking down, if you have a good driver, and you know how to negotiate, and you're running a full 4 weeks, there's no reason why you should be able to take home $5-6 grand at the end of the month. There's no reason. So if you guys do more than $5-6 grand, y'all are happy with me. So that's what I'm telling y'all. 5-6,000 a month, and everything else is just the sprinkles on the cone.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Whew. So we're gonna take 2 questions. We're gonna take 2 questions from our live studio audience. We got Tonda. What you got?
Okay, I came in a little late to answer this, but as far as trying to find drivers and when it comes to a woman operating that, I've heard stories about that. So is there any difference that you've seen with a woman trying to operate that and get drivers and have them kind of take advantage of her or manipulate her or whatever?
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. My portal is made up of about 30% women. And if anybody follows me on Instagram, you'll see like the people, like I post my clients, I post people when they get up and running. Women are literally taking over this industry. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, they damn near doing it better than the men. I feel like women in general are just more thorough creatures. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously. Seriously.
And you teach self-defense. You good money, okay? Oh, you good. You good. Right.
So to answer your question, absolutely not. I don't think that women have a disadvantage in this industry at all. I got female drivers as well. You know what I mean? I got female drivers that's out here killing it. Cheryl, Gwen, like they out here like running circles around these guys, man, for real. So as long as you know what you're talking about, you're getting educated and you're having a conversation with these drivers and they can tell that you know about your business, I don't see it being a handicap at all. And don't be intimidated. It comes off as a male industry, but it's just business at the end of the day. It's all numbers. Business is all numbers. Don't get intimidated. And those are some of my favorite clients as women, because y'all can do anything that we can do, sometimes even better.
I love that. Errol.
Come back to me, my bad. I lost it.
Okay, lost it. Questions? Tonda, again, okay.
Only because I'm a little familiar. So when you say you recommend, the trucks that you guys recommend, do you recommend that people get new trucks because they break down less, or do you recommend used trucks but maybe not as new?
Okay. I definitely don't recommend a brand new truck. A brand new truck right now is going to be it'll run you upwards of $120,000. There's no reason to get a brand new truck. We get trucks that are probably about 3 to 4, sometimes even 5 years old. But we just make sure that we're doing thorough inspections on these trucks, because honestly, a used truck that's a good used truck is going to get you the same performance that a brand new truck is going to get you. So instead of spending $120,000, let's get the $50,000, $60,000 truck. That way we can make our money back a lot quicker. And we're just getting warranties. We're going to get the warranty that covers all the big expenses, right? As long as, my clients know you're not buying a truck without a warranty. We're going to get a warranty that covers us for at least 3 years. It's going to cover all the major components, all the expensive parts, so that God forbid if it does break down, it's covered. And we try to get our investment back as soon as possible, because once you get that investment back on your truck, now you're playing with house money. You feel what I'm saying? So definitely get a used truck. We're going to get it inspected properly through the dealership or an independent mechanic. And we just making sure that we invested in that warranty, man. Yeah.
I love it. Aaron.
What's the biggest setback or expense that your students usually deal with?
Breakdowns. I tell people all the time.
That's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah, I tell people all the time, there's 2 things that's guaranteed in life. One is that one day we're not going to be here, and number 2, your truck is going to break down. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Those are the 2 things that are guaranteed. So what my portal trains on is preventative maintenance, right? Ever since I implemented a certain schedule of maintenance with my trucks, my breakdowns have decreased by 35%. Little things that you can do, because I tell people all the time, small problems turn into what?
Big problems.
So a lot of times people like to take shortcuts. We like to put the Band-Aids on them. Nah, we're not taking no shortcuts. If we see a problem, get it fixed now. Because guess what? I would rather that problem, me pay to get it fixed here in Atlanta with my home mechanic, than get on the road with one of these crooked roadside assistant guys, and they're going to try to bust us over the head. So my goal is to have all my repairs done at my home base. Wherever you're located at, find you a mechanic that you can trust. And every time my trucks come through Atlanta, they pulling up to Steve. Steve got to put eyes on that truck for me. I don't care if it's a hose. If it look worn out, replace that hose. We putting extra oil in the truck, extra antifreeze, all the belts that come on my engine, I got an extra set in that truck. Light bulbs, fuses. Because guess what? It could be a little belt that can burst, 2 o'clock in the morning, now you stuck, you gotta wait on roadside. Now a $20 belt that you could have had in that truck with a little tool, and he could have got out, fixed it real quick and got rolling. Now you just spent $800 because the tow company got a 2-hour minimum and they charged $200 an hour. Then they came to the truck, find out what was wrong. Then they had to go find the part. Like, it'd be little things that you can do to save money. And again, I always tell people all the time, if there was a handbook for all the mistakes, if there was a handbook for all the mistakes that you could make in trucking, I literally went through and did everything. So what you guys are paying me for is you're paying me for my mistakes, right? You guys are paying me to save time and not do the things that I did and what a lot of people do when they come into this industry. I did it all for y'all. I suffered for y'all already.
Wow. Wow, goodness gracious. One more question. Yo, did you figure it out? No, okay. You got something on the truck? You trying?
I mean, I just licensed real estate, so I'm good now.
Oh yeah, you killing real estate, but we going. Never mind. All right. Yo, so.
I need to collaborate on some parking lots for them trucks.
Oh, for sure. Parking lot. Yeah. Is that an industry? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Parking lots for trucks?
Right now I pay $150 per truck per month at my lot. They got this big lot down there in Fairburn, Georgia, and it's probably about at least 250 trucks down there. So they definitely eating.
That's what they do.
For sure. There's so many
Can
ways.
you find us a lot, man? At least, golly, be useful, huh?
Yo,
Okay,
it's so
all
many.
right.
It's so
Let's
many
talk about that.
ways. It's so many avenues to make money in trucking. One thing that CJ told me, right? He was like, "Look, Alex, before you start jumping in, I know you got the money to invest in real estate and do all this." He said, "Look, diversify within your own industry first." Right? That's what he told me. So I've literally created 4 to 5 streams of income within trucking. So I have my fleet of trucks, right, that I've delegated, trained my cousins, trained my staff to run for me now. I have a dispatch service that when clients get up and running, they can either book loads on their own, because we do train them on how to do that, or they can give us the truck and we'll book the loads for them for a small percentage of it.
And you run the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, you don't run the whole thing.
I got a whole team of people that I've trained that actually book the loads for them. So they negotiate with the brokers, they get the information to the drivers, and they communicate and handle the operation side of things. That's my second stream of income is a dispatch service.
So I can buy a truck and you take it over.
Our company can take it over. We have a dispatch department in my company.
You find a driver too?
That's a part of the portal. That shows you how to do all that. But we also have a partnership in the portal that actually places drivers in your truck for you.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a one-stop shop. I created literally a one-stop shop of everything you need from A to Z in this industry, and it's something that has never been done before in the transportation industry.
Dang.
So that's the second that's the second stream of income, the dispatch service. My third source was the one-on-one consultations, and now my fourth source of income is this portal. So I've
Wow.
created 4 streams
Same
of income
industry.
in the same industry before I even stepped out into anything else.
Dang, this interview was fire. Give him a round of applause, please. So, thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate it. I try to end every podcast the same way, with predictions, okay? I want to know where you're going to be in the next 5-10 years so that we can look back at this video and say, yo, I remember it was 2019, 5 years ago. Alex said he was going to do this, and he actually did it. What are the predictions of where you're going to be 5-10 years from now?
5-10 years from now, I will have all my businesses automated. I will be 100% passive, meaning that everything that I'm building right now will be able to operate without me having to be there. I'm probably going to max out at about 20 trucks. My goal was 10 trucks when I got in business. I hit my goal last year, hit my 10th truck.
Congrats.
So now we're on the road to 20. I'm cool with 20.
When you get to 20, are you still going to say, you feel me? Like, yo, I'm maxed out. 10 is all I need. He gets 11. He's like, I got 11. I'm off my number.
Yeah.
So we got to go to 20.
Yeah. This portal, man, again, we just did a soft launch, and we did $250,000 within the first 6 months. So I'm definitely,
I like that.
you know, and it's so funny because CJ's like, look, you know, this is just the beginning, you know what I mean? So I definitely want this portal to change lives nationwide. I want it to be the go-to. You can't get around it if you're trying to get into the transportation industry. This will be the #1 training portal for the transportation industry. Period.
Dang.
I want to have hundreds of trucks in my dispatch service. you know. And I have a nonprofit as well. I have the Fill a Truck Foundation. We did 3 events. It's called Fill a Truck for Flint, where we sent bottles of water to Flint, Michigan for the water crisis. We've done it 3 times. Wow. ET joined me on the last one. It was amazing. You know, you guys can see that. And we also sent 3 18-wheelers filled with products to Houston for Hurricane Harvey. So I just want my foundation to definitely keep doing great things and providing help and resources to places that need help.
Wow. It's so dope. It's so clear and specific too. And I ask people what they're gonna do next month. They like, I mean, oh, you feel me? So, but like he really understands exactly, and I'm sure this isn't like something he just came up with. He sees it like, okay, I'm gonna max out at 20, hundreds of. That's amazing, man. Yeah. That's amazing. So, yeah. Any parting words you have for us?
Yo, sacrifice, y'all. None of this I wouldn't be sitting here right now without sacrifice. As I mentioned earlier, that year in 2013 when I stayed in the house, that year when I stopped getting haircuts and I stopped partying and I locked in and did that research, without that year, nothing would have happened right now. It's not going to happen without that sacrifice. You know, seeds that were planted 4 or 5 years ago are finally starting to blossom right now. What you guys are looking at wasn't the overnight from last year. This was 5 years in the making. So all I can tell y'all is just start planting today. Start planting.
I love it. How do they follow you? How do you follow you on
Instagram, man. Instagram's been really good to me.
For sure.
Instagram's been really good to me, man. You know, definitely, again, went from 700 to 10,000 followers in a year. Organic followers. I just never wanted to buy followers. I wanted to be organic.
Plus kind of corny.
Yeah.
Kinda corny.
I wanted people to follow me because they wanted to follow me. You know what I'm saying? So Instagram is Alix, ALIX _ good energy. Name of my company is Good Energy Worldwide. You know, it's a lifestyle that I've transferred over to my business. I won't do business with you if the energy's not right. I don't want to be friends with you. Energy is important for me.
How many of us need to adopt that? Like, I don't even want to be friends with you. Your energy ain't right. I know we've been cool for 10 years, but your energy ain't right. How many people got some friends, they just, energy ain't right?
So it's Alix _ good energy on Instagram. My website is goodenergyworldwide.com. And you can go on there, book a truck. You can sign up for the dispatch service on there. And you can also get the information on the consultation on our digital training portal, man. And and I also want to leave y'all with one more thing too. Don't hope, decide. Yeah.
Explain that, please.
You know, it sounds good to be like, yo, I want to do this. I'm hoping to achieve this. When you decide, like, I have to do this. Like, there's no plan B. Decide intentionally what you want to do and go do it.
Man.
I don't hope anymore. I decide.
Man, Alix, I appreciate you coming through, man. Make sure y'all follow Alix Good Energy. And y'all gonna see me with a truck, all right? My brother. All right, was that not phenomenal?
Yes,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Alix, I appreciate it. I need a truck.